Welcome to another episode of Bards and Barrels. Today we're coming at you with the review of the gnome species. Oh, there's the opening crack. Damn,
That
Brett.
was such a
delay.
good one.
Ooh, it
Dang.
is time for another episode of Bards and Barrels. Phil here in the saddle today with Brett and Ross. How are we
Hey.
doing tonight, guys?
Much better now.
Well primed for this one.
We have a species review this evening, and we are going to hit you with the gnome.
It's going to be a short episode.
Yeah, I like what you did there.
Ah! I'll go stand myself out in the yard.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Initial thoughts. Tell me about a gnome. What do we gnome about them?
Jesus Christ. I'm done. I'm out. Peace out, boys.
I would say they're growing on me, but just a little bit.
Nope. Now I'm really done. Fuck it. Nope. I'm out.
Ross is walking out of the room. All right. Gnomes. They are a species. You can play one.
There are any more damn dad jokes?
That's what you come for, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. My temper's a little short tonight.
That might be the best we've ever done. That's pretty good. I'm impressed.
Oh, God.
All right.
You know,
We're talking-
before
we're talking
before
about
we
me?
started, I pulled up AI. I'm like, give me a list of gnome puns for D&D.
Did you really?
Oh, Jesus.
It's right here.
Oh,
They're all
course he did.
terrible.
oh.
I didn't use
he
a
did.
single one.
Oh, man. Yeah, that list is way too long. Okay.
I thought the list was going to be short.
Same, but it wasn't.
Hey-o.
No initial thoughts.
Shh. Hey, okay, so here's the thing. So 2014 to 2024,
Mhm.
they have like slimmed this down. I know there was the whole change from races to species, but like they have stripped it down, like way down. We're talking like 3 pages in the 2014 handbook to 2 paragraphs and 2 lineages in the new player's handbook for 2024. So it's like they gutted it.
Species is really just flavor at this
It is.
point.
Yeah, it is. And I started out just reading 2024 because I was curious. And I will say, just in reading that alone, though, my initial thought was that I should be playing gnomes more often. Like, they're magical, like innately magical. They're secretive. They're clever. They have deities with the best names.
They're super smart.
Yep.
Very intelligent creatures.
Like,
So-
who doesn't want to serve Garl Glittergold?
Fair.
Like, come on.
I was just gonna say, spoiler alert. Phil can turn it into a good rogue, so he's obviously on board
Always.
with that.
Of course.
And
Of course.
and it's
Not surprised.
fun to have a little character. Like when you have all these like giant humans and elves and everything else is just like 6-7 feet tall. Like it's nice to mix it up.
I don't know if it's because I've had a few beers, but like when you said a little character, I was like because they lack character or because they're little. I was like, wait a
No.
minute,
Height-wise.
I get it now. I told you I had to think a little bit.
Oh, God.
It's fun to just mix it up with the gnome, like because it's so different. Because like elves, humans, orcs, like all of the other ones, pretty much, other than halflings, gnomes, and kind of dwarves.
Yeah.
Dwarves are kind of in the middle.
I feel like gnomes get lost amongst them because like a lot of people think of dwarves and halflings, and rightfully so, because like hobbits and then dwarves from Lord of the Rings, things like that. Like they come to mind a lot quicker than examples of gnomes, really.
Yep.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of one of the other things on here, right? Is what are some examples of gnomes? Like, did you guys have much?
No. Well, you and I were talking earlier. Like you only came up with a couple. And
I
like,
got a few. Like, there's some kids movies out there, right? Like Gnome Alone has some gnomes in it, and Gnomeo and Juliet.
Thank
you guys?
Thank you, DreamWorks.
Did you watch Gravity Falls?
a
No,
little bit?
I didn't either, but I guess there's a gnome character in that series supposedly at some point. The Travelocity commercials have the traveling garden gnome.
Is he the one that talks with like the
he just
the,
kind of stands there.
the
or sits
high
there.
the high pitched
Blue,
British accent?
red.
Is It's like Travelocity.
Oh, yes.
yes, that's it. See?
Okay.
And then next I just put gardens ... because
Yes.
I kind of ran out of ideas at that point.
My favorite garden gnomes are the ones that are mooning the street that have their like pants down around their ankles. Who the hell thought that was a good idea?
Okay, deep lore pull for you. Did you know that Snap, Crackle, and Pop, the original characters, were designed as gnomes?
What are they now? Elves?
They've taken on a more not Elvis.
Thank you very much.
They've taken on more
I can
elvish
see that. That makes
features
sense.
over time. Snap first appeared on the side of a cereal box in 1933, and if you go back and you look at his kind of character back then, he had a much rounder nose. His ears weren't pointed.
Okay.
He was older in age, and then they've undergone like multiple makeovers and made him look more elvish, more like Fey
Oh,
touch.
yeah, you're right. Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, there are some good examples that are in actual D&D though, like Scanlan and Pike from Critical Role's main original campaign. Those are two gnomes. Also, what is his name? Marleman from the Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves movie, the one that Bradley Cooper plays. That's a gnome.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, I kind of forgot he was in that movie. He was so little. It was a tiny part. Sorry, okay, I'm
It's
done.
very short and
I'm
late.
so sorry. It was a short scene.
I warned you. I warned you.
Oh, man.
As long as you don't turn off the recording, we're good.
Click
You walk out.
Yeah, it's like, I'm coming back. Oh, man.
No, those are good. I guess I didn't think about it in that realm. So
There are some, but it's kind of niche.
yeah, I would agree with that for sure. Sounds like we need to create a great gnome that could be a pop culture icon, like Yostix.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Well, when Bards and Barrels hits it big, we're going to take Yostix, and Yostix is going to be like our mascot.
Yostix needs to have his own campaign.
Little do you know. No.
Welcome to the Feywild.
All right, let's
He'll have his own line of products for certain
let's
uses.
bring this back onto the rails here for a minute. Okay, looking at the general traits of a gnome, the stripped down 2024 version, they are humanoid. They are small, 3 to 4 feet, and they can waddle 30 feet. I mean, run.
We determined they're skinny, though, right? So this is like 30 pounds. So it's
30,
like,
40
I
pounds.
think waddle might be a little much, but yeah.
Skitter?
It's a lot of steps.
Yeah.
Toddle.
Exactly.
There's a gnome in the house.
They scurried.
Scurry there, yes.
Yes, that's the word. Yes.
So mean.
Special traits, though. So, looking at the 2024 version, right? Most recent rules that have been released. So they have dark vision out to 60 feet,
Perfect.
Which is always handy.
which is mainly based on like the lore that gnomes live in the forest or sometimes underground, right? Like that's kind of where that comes from.
Sure.
They have a trait called gnomish cunning, so they have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. Pretty
That's
good.
Pretty good, yeah.
And then there is this gnomish lineage. We kind of looked at this a little bit before we hopped on because in the 2024, only 2 options are listed initially. So we've got the forest gnome and the rock gnome, right? Most common. But we knew that there had been some other version of this in older rules. And I think, Brett, you had found this, right?
Yeah, it used to have the deep gnome or the Svirfneblin.
Ooh, that's a fun word.
Svirfneblin.
Svirfneblin.
Which was kind of like an Underdark type of gnome, where it was originally introduced in Mordekainen's Presents Monsters of the Multiverse. But I think before that, it was in the basic rules as a monster.
It was. 2014, I think it was a monster. Yeah.
So they expanded that out and added it as a playable species in the Mordekainen's Presents Monsters of the Multiverse. And then in that one, they get a couple spells. At 3rd level, they get Disguise Self. 5th level, they get Non-Detection. And then they also get Svirfneblin Camouflage. So advantage on stealth checks, a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest.
Yeah, and I haven't seen them, I guess, re-release that in the 2024 kind of rules package because, like, looking back to the Forest Gnome and the Rock Gnome today, they kind of took away the, like, level pieces of their spells. So your Forest Gnome right now just gets, like, Minor Illusion and Speak with Animals, and your Rock Gnome gets Mending and Prestidigitation. So I'm not sure, like, what the Deep Gnome will potentially look like if they bring it back as a playable species, if you'll just get Disguise Self and Non-Detection right out of the gate, or how that'll kind of differ.
I could see probably one of those, probably not both.
Yeah, I think Disguise Self would make sense. Non-Detection being like 5th level potentially
That's a
seems...
little pushing it for right off the bat.
Agreed. But I still think they should get the Camouflage. Like,
Yes.
Sure.
I feel like that's
Yep.
appropriate.
Yeah, it feels a little much considering that like the slimmed down version of 2024 feels like they push a lot of those higher level things off to classes and other ways that you can attain those for sure.
Yeah, have you guys played this species before?
Zero gnomes.
Zero, no.
Zero gnomes. Yeah.
My very first character was a gnome. I did not play it correctly by any means at all. I had made a druid, but it was a rock gnome, which doesn't really fit. Probably should have been a forest gnome, but I didn't know any better at the time.
That's fair.
Sure.
What was this character's name?
Body knock.
Body
I
Knock.
remember Body Knock.
What campaign was that in?
That was
That was that was the first time.
that was our
we went through
first Strahd
Strahd.
run through.
Yep.
Oh.
It didn't make it to the end.
Yep.
Okay.
Once in a while, I would wild shape.
I vaguely
Yeah.
remember
I
you
snuck into a trailer at one point.
Yeah, I do remember that vaguely.
As a squirrel? Or,
It might have been.
Yeah.
It was something small.
or as yourself?
Either way, small enough to go through the hole in the trailer.
I had to consult Beyond on this one to figure out if I've ever played a gnome or not. As a player, no. As a DM, yes. Our beloved Yostix Fapplestamp
Sticks.
is a gnome.
Yes.
And I will say we are doing a spin-off to our main campaign and doing a little side quest with some alternate characters. And in that side campaign, I'm going to have a gnome.
Excellent.
So in that one, I'm going to be a gnome artificer,
Ooh, nice.
I like that.
which should be pretty strong because gnomes get the boost to intelligence as I think it was a +2.
Well, because we're still playing 2014 rules.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. So 2014 rules, we get +2 to intelligence, which fits really well with artificers'
Yeah.
abilities too.
That makes sense. I want to say, so Yostix is a forest gnome in the trickery domain as a cleric, and I don't remember specifically why I did that. Well, I know why I did cleric. It's because you guys were going to die in Avernus, but I don't remember specifically why he was a forest gnome. There was some reason, and he'll be back.
Oh.
Maybe.
Like the end of a Marvel movie, and it's Yostix will return.
Or has. And you may not know.
Oh.
I know.
Phil, come on.
I know the
can't-
possibilities are endless.
You can't be dropping things like that, right?
Anyway, so I would say think of this through the 2024 lens if you can, right? What classes do you feel like if you played this species you would be drawn towards? What do you think kind of makes sense? Just kind of thinking through either their traits or even just their origin or what seems to make sense. Actually, you know what? That's what it was for Yostix. I wanted Yostix to follow Garl Glittergold, so I made him a gnome so he could follow Garl Glittergold as his cleric.
That's right. I do remember.
That's what it was
specifically
about.
Pointing that
Yep,
out.
that's what it was about.
I think there's two that make a lot. I think Forest Gnome makes sense for a druid potentially, just because it Speak with Animals sets things up well there, and then the Mending and Prestidigitation sets a Rock Gnome up well for like an Artificer or something like that. So I think your Tinkerers and your Druids make a lot of sense.
Kicking it back to our wizard class review,
Mhm.
I made a rock gnome wizard for that one.
That makes sense too,
Makes
though,
sense,
because gnomes are like they're innately magical.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if you're using the 2014, you get that boost to intelligence, which
True.
pays off for the wizard. So Blip Nibbleton, if you want to go
Blip.
back and listen to that episode.
That's right. Love that.
And that vibes too, because a mage is going to be a type of caster where it's more like learning the magic. It's not like deity dependent like a warlock or a sorcerer, or sorcerer would be. So I think that fits a gnome well. So I could see a mage being that way too. I don't really see them being a fighting class. I feel like they're too small. Like they could be like it'd be fun to role play, but like you're not going to gravitate toward those.
Some sort of support.
I mean, I definitely wrote down rogue as my first choice because they're
Of course you
sneaky and
Oh,
clever, and like forest gnome can cast minor illusion, speak with animals, like send in the rats as a diversion.
The deep
They're
gnome.
these tiny little
The
assassins.
Smurf as a rogue.
You could Smurf if it was playable, yes, absolutely. I think would be the best. But even if not, I think a forest gnome could make a good rogue. I mean, let's be honest. Any class could make a great rogue.
Go back and listen to all of our class reviews, and you'll find Phil making a rogue out of literally everything.
I mean, what could I say? I've been typecasted.
You've been typecast? No, you've typecast yourself, my
If
friend.
the shoe fits.
I have, and I am not
It's not
sad about it.
typecasting if you keep choosing the roles.
Any final thoughts on a gnome?
I think I haven't given them enough credit. I probably should pay more attention to them, but I also don't typically play any of the classes that we talked about. So I'm not gravitating toward an artificer, a druid, or a mage. And so probably because of that, at least in part, it's not going to be a species that I gravitate to.
It has to be the right character to make sense. I think if you're trying to look for some sort of smaller character, a lot of times I would lean towards halflings over gnomes.
Sure.
Especially because of halfling luck. I think that ability is just so strong that gnomes can't really keep up with it as well currently.
I should say I do like the fact in the gnomish lineage that you can choose charisma as your spellcasting ability, which bodes well for most characters that I play. So I could make it work.
I think too, definitely comes down to what type of a character, what class are you really going to head into? Because if you are thinking spellcasting, right, having that advantage on intelligence, wisdom, charisma saving throws
Big plus.
is pretty big.
Yes.
So as long as you could pick something that, like, could you pick up a Constitution save somewhere, right? Like, then you'd be golden. But
on the flip side of all this, if you're playing a one-shot and you want to make a rock gnome barbarian, hell yeah. That would be so much fun. A little battering ram.
that would be sweet.
Boy, I think you make an excellent point because with our side quests that we're doing now and making new characters, we tend to do more role-playing type matches now. We don't care about the min-maxing and creating the most efficient character anymore. So
Yep.
if you want to be that gnome barbarian, Brett, you shimmy up somebody's leg and beat the crap out of them. More power to you.
Somebody makes a height joke. You enter rage.
Oh.
Any dad joke about height. Jesus.
Rage.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Bards and Barrels. You can listen to past episodes of the show anywhere podcasts can be found. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky Social, and YouTube at Bards and Barrels. We'll see you soon.